Hello, it's Julia here from Queensland, Australia, from the rainforest of Queensland in Australia. And today I'm going to answer your questions regarding my fruitarian vegan pregnancy. And I want to thank you all for sending your questions to me. And it's such a delight to share this information. When I was pregnant myself, I can tell you I could not get enough of meeting and talking and connecting to healthy women and to raw vegan females, especially vegan females. So it's such a joy to be able to share this information with you. Eleni has turned 1 month old, so yoo-hoo! She's doing really well, and we would like to celebrate her birthday, her 1 month on planet Earth. You know, that's a lot of adaptation she's gone through already, by offering you guys 40% of all of our products. So all the products that we have created up to date to assist you into health, to assist you in your dietary switch, and to enable you to make a successful switch to a raw vegan lifestyle are offered on sale. And we've also got resources for families too. So that's the link. The sale will go on until this Sunday, so don't miss out. These are, it's a very generous offer that we are offering you. So there's a lot of questions, so I'm gonna dive right into it. All right, now, preconception. How long did it take for us to conceive a child, and did I do anything special? So as I said, I had fertility issues prior to me switching to a low-fat raw vegan lifestyle, and my fertility issues got corrected with this lifestyle, which of course doesn't include just the diet. It's the whole lifestyle we're talking about, so the whole wagon of healthy living habits that you implement. Did I do anything special? No, other than following healthy living practices on a daily basis and really sticking to it all of the time. Did I use any birth control, or do I use any birth control pills now? No, absolutely not. I did use contraception pills a while ago, long time ago, before I found out about healthy living. But I didn't get on with them, and I remember being sick and just developing all the symptoms, all the side effects that you read about. So I discontinued, and since then we have not been using. It's been open. So there you go. That's preconception. Pregnancy. Lots of questions on pregnancy. Did I still have my period? As I said in my previous video, I didn't discover that I was pregnant until 20th week of my pregnancy, and I used 4 different tests at different stages of my pregnancy. All of them showed negative. Now my period stopped. Several weeks into my pregnancy, my period stopped. At the same time, I was training for a triathlon, and I actually completed my race, my event, on the day my period was meant to come. So by then I was already several weeks pregnant. Then I tested myself, and it showed negative, and then I tested myself again next month and it showed negative. So I just related it to training, because it can happen amongst female athletes, and it can happen amongst raw vegan women. So I thought that it was either raw vegan lifestyle or my athletic activities. So it wasn't actually it wasn't either or, it was me being pregnant. Nonetheless, because tests kept showing negative every single month. For 4 months I tested myself, and they showed negative, and only on the 20th week I discovered that I was pregnant. So I just thought, that's okay, I'm gonna go with the flow, and I couldn't quite understand. I did have doubts, and I did go, did I feel tired? Did I feel like having naps in the afternoon? Yes, I did. But I didn't experience morning sickness. I didn't experience heavy symptoms that many women experience. And I carried on exercising. I carried on doing my athletic activities, my triathlon training. So I thought that it was due to the sports demands, that I needed more rest, more recovery. And all the books that I read on triathlon and sport say that, as you increase your training, you need to increase the level of the amount of recovery that you give yourself. So there you go. Why did I test negatively? Well, actually, after doing research, I discovered that there are a lot of women out there who used pregnancy tests to discover that they were not pregnant according to tests, but they were actually pregnant. And just like me, they would discover 18-20 weeks into their pregnancy that they're pregnant. So there you go. Don't rely on tests. Don't trust the tests that much. Did I do an ultrasound? Okay, I absolutely did not want to do an ultrasound at all. And I know if you do your research, I'm not going to go into it in this video, if you do your research on ultrasounds, routine ultrasounds are actually damaging to the baby. They're very stressful to the child. And they are not health promoting at all. So I did not want to do any ultrasounds. However, because I didn't know for 20 weeks and because I trained hard, I really trained hard, and I was running up the hills and I was cycling fast up steep hills and swimming fast and long, and a lot of endurance activities and a lot of exercises pregnant women should not do. I didn't know. I wanted to check that everything was fine just to give me that peace of mind. I was really concerned. So, of course, everything was fine, healthy, happy baby. And this was the only one that I did. So I wouldn't have done it otherwise. And I didn't do any other ultrasound scans. So routine ultrasound scans, in my view, no, not necessary. Is it possible to switch from sad, high-fat diet to low-fat or vegan lifestyle during pregnancy breastfeeding? I know some women have done it. I know I've heard of women who went 100% raw vegan during their pregnancy. Personally, I would not recommend it because of the detox symptoms and detox that you may be going through that may affect your child, your fetus. Nonetheless, switching to a high fruit and veg lifestyle is only going to benefit the mother and the baby. So if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, excluding foods that harm yourself and harm the child, and including as many foods that are going to benefit your health, it's only a win-win situation for both yourself and your child. Did I stay 80-10-10 fully raw vegan during my pregnancy? Yes, I stayed 80-10-10 during the whole of my pregnancy. And at the beginning, I ate less fat, and then as I progressed during my pregnancy, I ate a little bit more fat. So on some days I would go higher than 10% in my fat consumption. On other days I would go lower. So overall it worked out as 80-10-10. And it's not at all something that I forced onto my body. A lot of people think that, you follow these guidelines, they're crazy, it's too dogmatic. No, simply my body chose this lifestyle. My body thrives on this lifestyle, and it naturally chose that amount of fat for itself during pregnancy. And by the way, when you hear people saying the 80-10-10 diet is too low in fat and it's bad for women, I heard of some people challenging that this diet is bad for women, there's not enough fat in it, women need more fat because of the hormones, especially if they want to get pregnant. Well, here is my story. I got pregnant on the 95-5 lifestyle. So when I got pregnant, I was already on the 95-5 diet for several years. So that's only 5% protein and 5% fat in the diet and 80% carbohydrates. 90% carbohydrates rather. So, these claims are simply not true. I know girls who also healed their fertility issues and are now thriving during their pregnancies on the 80-10-10 lifestyle. Did I stay fully raw vegan? Yes, I stayed fully raw vegan on most days of my pregnancy. 96 to 97%. However, I didn't stay fully raw vegan on every single day of my pregnancy. So on 4% or whatever, however many days it adds up to, I don't know. I added some cooked starches, just one meal in the evening or in the afternoon whenever I felt like it, and some steamed veggies. And that really did it for me. So how much weight did I gain during pregnancy? When I was tracking it, so for the 8 months when we were in Thailand, for I don't know how many months of my pregnancy, we had access to the same scales. I was tracking my weight. It was 1 kilo a month on average. When we moved to Australia, we kept moving from place to place, searching for a suitable place for ourselves. I stopped weighing myself because we don't have scales. Using different scales doesn't give you an accurate reflection. I just saw myself being slim, healthy and fit. My midwife was not rushing to weigh me either. She saw me being slim, happy and fit, healthy and fit. So I don't know exactly how much weight I gained. I guess around 10 kilos, maybe a little bit more, but around about that figure. So I didn't gain much weight. It was literally just my belly. I didn't have fat anywhere on me, hanging off me. So it was my belly and whatever fat my body needed to gain, because you do need fat for emergencies, just in case there's not enough food and the body can dip into its reserves, especially if you're breastfeeding. So did I supplement during my pregnancy? I supplemented, so I used barley grass, I used B12 throughout the whole of my pregnancy. I supplemented with some iron here and there. I don't do well with iron supplements, and especially now, Eleni doesn't get on with iron supplementation at all. So I'm correcting it with food. I'm slightly low in iron right now, which is very common for women during pregnancy on any diets, absolutely any diets. During pregnancy and after pregnancy, you lose blood during pregnancy and after pregnancy, and during pregnancy, your child takes it all. The winner takes it all, and whatever you're left with. So it's up to you to correct any deficiencies. So barley grass, iodine, B12, and some iron here and there. That's it. I didn't use any vitamin complex. I'm not a big supplement person, I have to say. If I have an issue, I will correct it. I'm happy to do that. If I lived in a cold climate, I would supplement with vitamin D, but we are here in a sunny climate, and we generally spend a lot of months in the sun. So my vitamin D levels are fine, perfect. We checked them last summer. Did I do any lab work during my pregnancy? Yes, and I do it frequently, and I'm a very inquisitive person. I want to know what's happening inside of me. Yes, I did it during my pregnancy and after my pregnancy, and I will continue monitoring my blood as I have always done. Now on to birth. Did I have home birth? Okay, that's a very interesting story, because everything was set up for the home birth. We've had a pool, we've had a midwife, we've had all the things that we bought for the home birth. It's a messy business. You've got to have towels, you've got to have lots of things other things that you need for the birth, for the comfort. So Eleni chose to come in the middle of worst category cyclone, category 5 cyclone. And I can tell you it was rather scary what was happening here. And we here in Tablelands in Queensland, we got hit badly, and trees were falling onto the road. There was floods, the water was rising. My midwife called me to say that she cannot get to me because she's flooded. We lost power, we lost water, so there was just a tiny bit of water coming out. My contractions started, and many women were warned that due to changes in the atmosphere they can go into labor. So all women who were 36 weeks and more into their pregnancy were advised to stay near hospitals. So it was really emergency that we experienced here, and I got so stressed, I can tell you. I got so really stressed deep inside, even though I tried to keep calm and collected about it, and I knew that, oh, baby's coming, I've got to deliver this child. All of a sudden we couldn't go anywhere. Water was rising, and Paul had to dig a hole for the water to leave so that our house would not get flooded. I was encouraged to go to the natural birthing center, which was another option for us. That was plan B. And they follow, they aim to natural birth. They support natural birth, so that was fine. However, we couldn't get there. We couldn't. I understood that it's much safer for us to stay at home than to get stuck in floods, or for the tree to hit our car, God forbid. And we just decided to give birth together, which was also fine. An assisted birth is fine. I know I can birth my children. I told you in my previous video, I know I can deliver my children into this world. My body knows how to birth. So it was fine for us to stay at home. However, no power, no water rising, rain pouring down. There was so much water. It looked like the end of the world. Trees falling onto the road, and I got rather stressed, and I just craved comfort. I craved warmth. I wanted to be in water. All I wanted, contractions were getting heavier and heavier, and I wanted to be in water. So the natural birthing center called me to say that they can send an ambulance down my way, and 4x4, that was the only way we could get to the place. So, and even in the ambulance, we nearly got stuck in dirt. So that was scary, and there was a lot of trees on the road. We had to go roundabout ways to get there. So as you can imagine, when I got there, I was very stressed, and the mammalian part of me that needs comfort, security, safety during birth, was challenged. So it took me a long time to relax into my birth, and it was stressful. I released a lot of adrenaline. Of course, you want to be releasing oxytocin, the other hormone of love and care and nurturing and just relaxation. So I had challenging birth, and of course, the environment that I discovered myself in affected the way I birthed. So, for example, when Hurricane Katrina hit America, there was a very high percentage of stillbirths. It's very stressful. To be given birth in the middle of natural disaster is very, very stressful, I can tell you. So I wouldn't wish that to anyone at all. But that's the way Eleni chose to come into this world. So she's a powerful child. She's a very, very interesting child. We've got a lot to learn from Eleni, and she's helping us evolve. That happened for a reason. There was a lesson for us, and I'm happy to embrace it. Was my birth easy? Well, there you go. That's my story. Was my birth easy? If it was different at home, and I don't know how it would have panned out, but because of all the challenges we went through, it was not easy. No, it was a challenging birth, and I had to use a lot of strength. And in the end, midwives were telling me that you're a hero. A lot of women wouldn't have done it. Women would probably have chosen C-section, but I just kept pushing. I know I can birth naturally, and that was all I was thinking about. I wanted to bring this baby into this world in a natural way, and I did. Woohoo! Did we do water birth, lotus birth? Okay, with water birth, when we got to the birth center, yes, I got into the pool, and then I discovered that it was slowing down my contractions. So I needed a lot of gravity, a lot of squatting, which some women find also. Some women give birth in water and they love it. Other women do not like it at all. So towards active labor, as I progressed deeper and deeper into my labor, I just got out of water and I didn't want to be in there at all. There was a lot of squatting. Eleni's head was in a challenging position, so I had a huge radius to push out. It literally seemed like that out of me, and I just wanted earth power, just to be on the ground, just to be rooted, and this superpower that you dip into. What did I eat during labor? During labor, all I ate was literally bananas, dates and oranges, and I drank water. We did have coconuts at home, but because of all the stress and everything, we forgot to take them with us. So bananas, dates, oranges and water. Is Eleni going to be high fruit raw vegan? Well, right now she is thriving on my breast milk, so of course she's going to be raw vegan, and as she grows up into a conscious adult, whatever choices she's going to make is going to be up to her. However, we will do our best in educating her and supplying her with information and resources that are going to help her to make healthy choices in the future. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have your stories to share about pregnancy, if you're vegan or raw vegan, and you would like to share the story of your pregnancy, breastfeeding, feel free to post it below. If you have any comments, feel free to post them below. And remember, until this Sunday, 40% of our products if you would like to make an investment into your health. Have a great day, guys. Eat sweet, be fit, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.